Hello, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Taff Live kicking off. A couple of minutes early. I thought I'd give you all a bit of an extra bit of time on the Q&A because we're going straight into the pub quiz later, the football themed pub quiz. So instead of doing trivia as I usually would, we're going to be doing it in a pub quiz type sort of setting. So we're going to do the Q&A now. So we're going to be kicking off with whatever you want to talk about. I know there's no actual football to talk about right now, but we can still talk about past football or debate what's going to happen with football now. Talk about what we think is going to happen following this coronavirus pandemic. We can settle old debates like Messi or Ronaldo, blah de blah de blah. We can do whatever you want on this Q&A, and we're going to be running for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to be setting everything up for the pub quiz later. So, we've already got people commenting now. So, Football Fun is in. How's it going? The Hereford fan. I think you're our first ever Hereford fan on Taff Live. Congratulations, Football Fun. So, what's your real name then? If we got an actual name we can call you. So, Dr. Vexy, that's a new name. How's it going, mate? Okay. Ethan's in. Matthew's in. Hello, both of you. How will the pub quiz work? So, basically, I don't want to dwell too much on it, but you get yourself some paper and a pen, and I will spout the questions out. You'll write the answers down, and then it'll be a matter of, like I say, there's 14 questions, but there's 40 points up for grabs from those questions. So you basically mark them down, mark your answers down as and when I'm asking the questions, and then at the end I'll give you all the answers, you tick it, and then you come back with how many you got. Not gonna lie, Taff, this stream is a breath of fresh air for me at the moment. Oh, that's good to know, and that's kind of why I'm keeping going and trying to improve and increase the content that we're putting out, because there's not an awful lot for people to do. So if you enjoy this channel, you enjoy the sort of content we put out, then we can keep putting stuff out for you to watch and enjoy. How it all started early. Yeah, I thought I'd start a little bit early. Give you guys a chance to adapt to the new way we're doing things. People just lie and say they got all of them though. Well, people could just lie, and the thing is, if they lie and say they got them all, then they're cheating themselves. And if you want to participate, you want to play it fairly, then you do it. At the end of the day, no one's going to get them all, and I know no one is going to get them all. So if you've got them all, we know you're lying. If you've got a lot, you're probably lying again. But it's up to you how you want to play it. But we're not going to elaborate on that too much, because we're going to have to talk the pre-quiz talk beforehand anyway to talk about it. And then we're going to give people time to get in. So if you're going to do it live, the thing is, this sort of thing is the sort of thing that you can watch back if you missed the live thing as well. Right then. So Nick Muller, I'm on 12-week isolation now because I'm diet. Fucking hell, mate. Well, you're just hoping you stay safe, mate. Okay, absolutely. And the same to anybody else. Well, everyone. Obviously, I want everybody to stay safe. And if our content can help you get through, then happy days. But right then, who's excited for Michael Green's new series? But there's 2 new series which you can all be a part of. So the first real phase of this stream, I want to give you a bit of a channel update. Now, everybody knows Michael Green has been putting out some new content for us via live streaming on FIFA through the PlayStation 4. So basically, what he is doing is, and make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock on Monday. He's doing a FIFA series with Newport County, but he's going to get rid of all the current Newport County players, and he's going to create every single subscriber that wants to be a part of it. So that way you can get in, put your name in, say yes, I want to sign for Newport County on your FIFA series. So basically, there we go. You will be a player. So EW Labs, if you want to put Elliot Wallace, your real name, then you give him that. If you want to put a nickname in, you'll use that. As you would do with like a Brazilian one-namer, like a Ronaldinho, for example. So yeah, you can basically do that, and you can be a player for County. And the good thing about it as well is there may be times where he's going to have to sell a Newport County player. Obviously, we'll make sure that he follows your personal career on the game as well. Anyway. He's not just doing that, but he's also doing FIFA. Not FIFA. He's doing FIFA, but he's also doing Football Manager as well. I mean, we've been working hard to get him the right software so we can actually record his gameplay. Obviously, we're getting there on that. But the good thing about that is that if you sign for County on that Football Manager series, you can keep signing for County because the in-game editor will allow him. So if he signs one of his grade 8 players on Football Manager, that will allow him to change the name of that player. So if Elliot, you want to join and you get around to it late, you can sign for County during the series. That's what's going to be special about that one. The thing is, if your player moves on, you can then re-sign for County with an alias name. So, so it's like a constant flow of Amber Army players. So it's Amber Army FC. It's actually Amber Army FC on Football Manager. But because you can't really change the club names on FIFA, it's going to be Amber Army does Newport County. So it's basically the same thing, but one's on FIFA, one's on Football Manager. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think Mike's going to smash it. If you did catch the bottom to the top series, that has now concluded, and the playlist is now updated with every episode. So if you're looking for something you can binge watch, you can jump on over to that later on tonight or tomorrow or whenever. But there's a lot of binge watching. Well, there's a lot of different playlists on this channel which you can binge watch. So the more activity, the more money this channel makes, and it all directly or indirectly goes to Newport County. So make what you want of that. But Labs thinks it's going to be an exciting series. When is the next live about FIFA? It's going to be Monday at 7 o'clock. Mike, he's not going to be doing anything on FIFA. He's just going to be gathering people to sign for his FIFA team for him to start his new series, which is going to be Amber Army Does County. I may do a shirts video, seem popular with people, others do it. So what do you mean by shirts video, mate? I'm not quite sure what that means. So Labs, yeah, there is two. There's the Football Manager on the FIFA. Dan Short, what do we think on Jan Kermorgan retirement? I recognise the name of the player. I just don't remember where from. Could you elaborate, Dan, on who that is and what's significance about their retirement? Stevens Collective had a good career. Right, so he did well with the bottom to the top, if that's what you mean, mate, yeah. Matthew Marsden started a new County career mode today, but created a couple of old players such as Mike Flynn, Fraser Franks, Christian Jolly, David Pipe and Lenny Pidgley, and 5th in League 2 after August. Keep it going, mate. Sounds like you're having fun with that one. Thanks for exposing me like that, Taff, mate. Well, what can I say, mate? You want to try spelling exposing right? I see you corrected yourself down there. Me and Mike been in contact about certain things as well that we want to do. Oh, perfect. I'm still working on making you and Matthew a moderator for the channel, so hopefully I can get that sorted out rather quickly. But anyway, we're 8 minutes in. We haven't talked an awful lot about football, so feel free to drop in any questions you may have. If you want to have any questions about the state of my hair, then don't worry. When everybody else is going to their favourite restaurant or the pub, once the lockdown is over, I am going to the barbers and getting this fucking mop chopped because I look bloody awful. Honestly. It's like a throwback, back to when County players, football players would have had a freaking beer belly on them. Mine's not so much a beer belly, just a belly of fatness, and a mop of hair. I don't like this amount of hair. I got stupid fucking hair, to be honest with you as well. It's one of those things where it just does whatever it wants. I can't control it, and when it gets long, it looks scruffy as shit, and I hate it. But can't really do anything about it right now, can I? And they're saying go bald. I mentioned that to Leanne, and she said she'd kill me if I went bald. She wouldn't be able to deal with me with no hair. So Stevens Collective is in the same boat as me. Matthew Marsden, Newcastle takeover thoughts. It's about bastard time because that Mike Ashley has been holding that club back for far too long now. We're talking about they got the potential to be a top 6 club, and they always have done. They had a bit of a hiccup after the Keegan era. But they always had the potential to be a top club, and it just went south, completely south, and it's been shit for them for the entire time Mike Ashley's been there, and I absolutely cannot wait to see Newcastle fulfil their potential without him there. I know there's some controversy over it because something to do with Saudi TV rights or whatever, or piracy or whatever, the people who were doing it a funded pirate streaming or whatever of Premier League games. I don't know much about that personally, but for me, it's just good to see that Mike Ashley is getting the fuck out of football. Thoughts on Kim Jong-un? Obviously, it's not football related, but I know there's rumours that he's in a vegetated state, or he's on the verge of dying, or have died. Um, God knows, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if anything official has been put out yet. If it has, I haven't seen it yet. But then, it seems a bit of a mythical thing, doesn't it? So Nick Muller, my hair will be so long in 12 weeks. Yeah, I can't imagine having 12 more weeks without a barber. This is the longest my hair has ever been. Ever. The thing is, I needed a haircut before the lockdown. That was one of the things I was going to do the following weekend. There we go. Get the shaver and get Leanne to give you a fade. It won't work. I don't think it'll happen, mate, to be honest with you. Do you think Hereford FC will get promoted? So whereabouts are Hereford in the league, and is their league going to carry on? That's the big hot topic in football at the moment, isn't it? Is whether the season's going to carry on. And I keep having to make these points over and over and over again regarding them talking about voiding the season. So you're in 15th, and no, it's not been cancelled. So if you're in 15th, it's not likely you're going to get promoted. But maybe next season, mate. Maybe next season, if there is a next season. Paul Dixon is in. How's it going? So he's hoping I'm keeping well. Well, I'm hoping you're keeping well too, mate. Lewis EFC Amberami. Yeah, Newport County. We're Newport County supporters, but this stream is all about football. We talk football. Oh, so your season has been cancelled. It's wrong. Absolutely wrong. I reckon anyone who had the opportunity to get promoted from their league, if their season has been cancelled, I think you should absolutely take the football authorities to court. That looks after you. So the EFL is us, Newport County. The Premier League would be the Premier League, of course, and then you'd get it'd be the conference. So the conference is the National and the North and South. You're currently in the National North, aren't you, Hereford, I believe? So it would be the conference you'd be taken to court if you could have possibly got promoted. I think if you go from the Premier League down and look at the potential lawsuits that could fall on people's on the EFL's and Premier League's desk. First of all, you've got Liverpool for winning the league. If Liverpool don't win that title, it would be a fucking travesty. It's robbing them. If Sheffield United miss out on the opportunity that they've got again at the Champions League, and Leicester, of course, again, there's lawsuits being dropped on desks for potential loss of revenue. If you look at Leeds, and West Brom, lawsuits, potential loss of revenue from being in the Premier League, big losses of revenue. At the end of the day, you cannot prioritise a season that hasn't even played a single game yet over a season that's 75% finished. Sorry. You cannot end a season just to start a brand new one. It can't happen. No chance. No way. It's like you're in the middle of filming a movie and you schedule to start a sequel on so-and-so date, and then something holds up the first one, and all of a sudden it's like, right, let's scrap that first movie, let's just go straight to the sequel. Why? You can't do that. You just cannot do it. You cannot just cancel a season that's had that much football played. First of all, will the EFL protect clubs? Right, think about it. Will the EFL protect clubs from supporters demanding refunds for the season tickets they bought for that season? I doubt it. The Premier League won't. The EFL probably won't. And the clubs are going to be bankrupt. I mean, yeah, without football at the moment, the clubs run that risk anyway, but the EFL should be protecting them from that. They should be subsidising player wages as much as they can. Or if the government are allowing smaller clubs to go on furlough, I know Newport County have done that, then great. But another thing as well, what happens now, right? They're making way for a new season. They make way for a new season, and then all of a sudden we get a second wave of coronavirus. What happens then? They've cancelled one season, and then they're going to have to prevent another one from starting because of a second wave of coronavirus. What happens then? Personally, I think they just hold this season for now. Start it when they physically can. Start it again when they physically can, and then come up with an alternative or another way of obviously doing another season. Because I'm sorry, but you cannot just void a full season. You cannot void a season. Dutch have done it, and I think it's shameful. I hope to fuck that the Dutch league have their European. I hope they have their European spots stripped, as UEFA have suggested. I really, really hope that happens. City's so I feel bad for City as they're in Champions League, but still maybe void next. Well, the thing is, right? They shouldn't void it. I think City should have the opportunity to go out and win the Champions League. I think their punishment for breaching FFP rules, as long as it's proven that they did it. I mean, UEFA have put the charge forward, but anyway, let's just scroll back a minute because I've missed a lot of stuff there. So would voiding it make it easier to start next season? That's the thing we don't know. But why void it? I'd rather skip a season to finish this one than void 75% of football that's been played. And the only real people who are agreeing with voiding the season are supporters of clubs that may get relegated from their divisions, and anti-Liverpool fans, and anyone else who or anyone who stand to stay in the Champions League. Anyone who stand to stay in the Champions League, because Leicester are going to take a Champions League spot. Man City maybe. Man City won't want it voided, but Leicester, are taking the Champions League spot away from someone. So Tottenham and Chelsea and Man City and Liverpool would be, if they voided it, they'd be the teams that qualify for the Champions League next season. So Leicester are taking a Champions League spot from somebody, whether it be Tottenham. So Tottenham fans are probably out there saying they want the season to be voided because it means they get Champions League again without deserving it. We're talking like West Ham, Villa, and anyone else that stands to get relegated, Norwich even, fans of them clubs, anyone that's possibly going to get relegated from the Championship, anyone that doesn't like Leeds, to stop them from getting promoted to the Premier League. There's a lot of bitter people that are using this situation as a hammer to knock clubs that they don't like, and they're begging people to void the season. It's people like that are keeping that conversation up and demanding the season get voided is why the FA and all the other football authorities may consider it, and it's fucking wrong. 75% of the season been played. I know it hasn't been a great season for Newport County, it hasn't been a bad one really, have it? But then you imagine all that football we've played all season is just erased. 75% of the season erased just because people don't like certain clubs and want to see them suffer. It's wrong, absolutely fucking wrong. Anyway, who else has listened to Trump and injecting bleach into themselves? So no, I've not actually read that, and I'd be very, very surprised if he directly said that. Now, I've not seen his speech. I've not seen what he was meant to have actually physically said, but I'd be very surprised if he genuinely said you've got to inject yourselves with bleach, because that's just madness. If he actually said that, then he's gone down a peg or two in my fucking estimation. But yeah, you can't just, I don't know if that's 100% genuine, to be honest with you. It's Kieran. I live in a place you may know for football, Russian and Diamonds. Oh yeah, I've been up to their old stadium, not to see us against Russian and Diamonds, but to see us against Kettering, and Kettering was sharing for a while. Do you think Michael Flynn would leave to take over Luton? I think, from things that I've heard, yes, I think he would. Football Fun, that is why I won Drummer of the Season. Fair play, mate. Well done to that. Paul Dixon got to end the season ASAP. Playing games on empty stadiums for us is no good, as match day money is our lifeblood. Yeah, I suppose if our players are on furlough, then that helps an awful lot with if the players stay on furlough, or if somebody subsidises their wages while we have no income coming in, then it could work that way. But they cannot void the season. There is no way they can void the season. It will be uproar. and there will be lawsuits thrown at the football authorities all over the place. I hope the Dutch FA are getting fucked at the moment by clubs like Camber, who are like 11 points clear of getting promoted back up to the Eredivisie. I really hope that they're stiffing them with every legal action they've got. Isn't there like 7 teams in League One and League Two that are going bust? Don't know what the ins and outs are regarding teams potentially going bust and that. But to be honest with you, if that's happening, the EFL really do need to step in and prevent that from happening, because this is it's not like Bury, where Bury just spent stupid money on players and drove the club into the ground. They got what they deserved in the end. As sad as it is for the fans, Bury got what they deserved because of their owners. These clubs who've been run well this season, who are on the verge of collapse because of what's going on and they've had no income, they need support. It's not their fault. So Blues in, how's it going, mate? Paul Dixon, Nick, good call I heard this morning as well. A North and South Third Division thoughts on. A North and South Third Division, I wouldn't be a fan of that, to be honest with you, mate. No, I don't think I would. It's like the old League 3 proposition that was made a couple of years ago. I don't think splitting the divisions would work well for me at all. So it's Kieran, feel bad for City as the champ. Oh yeah, we saw that part. City's fault for breaching FFP, correct. No sympathy for them, same here. Some teams in North will be put in South League to make up the numbers. Right, okay. George, WBA, haven't seen you for a while. How's it going? Hereford wants it. Hereford FC wants it voided. You want the season voided. No one should want a football season to be voided when they've played so many games. George WBA, I can't imagine Void would be furious. And a West Brom fan, and you're a perfect example of someone who would have every right to be furious, mate. I like Liverpool and I want to see them win the league, yes, but I'm more of a Newport County supporter and I care more about how a void would affect County season, and it wouldn't, because there's no way we're going to go up, there's no way we're going to go down if it voids a season. There's no ends to me. But if you think 75% of the season, how many games we've played this season? We played over 30 league matches, FA Cup games, League Cup games. Can you imagine that just being erased? You know, we went on that run, you know, in the leasing.com trophy. I'd like to say that we got the semi-final of that tournament in the future. You know, it's not the biggest accolade, but it's still something, you know. And you can't just erase all that football. You cannot just erase it. You know, it's a travesty to football itself if you erase it all. And then I hope that the likes of West Brom and Leeds will absolutely stiff the EFL with everything they've got if they do decide to void it. Hate Leeds, but want them back as they're a massive club. Yeah, but then it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether people like them or not, or whether they're a big club or not. They have played well enough so far to deserve being in the Premier League next season. I mean, they would have had to see it through with the rest of their games, but there wasn't that many left. And there was a very good chance that it was going to happen for them. So you can't just say, you know, because, you know, they are promoted. That's not true. But the fact is, they're in a good position to get promoted. So if they'd have carried on with their form, they would have got promoted. And then if they void the season and they miss out on getting promoted, trust me, they'll have every right to drop a lawsuit down on the FA. You cannot. You absolutely cannot. Now, I can understand pushing the Euros. If they could push the Euros, now there's a point, the Euro 2020, if they could push that to 2021, then why can't they push next season to 2021? You know, why can't they push that season? If they can push a one-off competition, why can't they push a season? Why not? I saw Real FC has gone now, 141 euros. Have they gone under? And I really hope the FAW are doing something to recover them. I really hope that's not it. It can't just be it. They can't just... That's fucking shit. Sorry about the swearing, but I'm getting so... I'm getting so wound up at what's going on at the moment, and these football authorities with all their money are just not doing anything to help anyone. It's really getting on my nerves. So Michael's putting a post out here. I've got a huge stream ready to go soon. Mention this, but don't give it away, Taff. Right. Well, I've already given it away, mate. I mean, we've already given it away. Oh no, your huge stream. Oh right, okay, yeah. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Michael's going to be doing a one-off stream. Um, Details will be put out later on, but keep your eyes peeled on that one. But make sure you tune in on Monday if you want to play for Newport County on his FIFA series. Newport County FIFA series. He's going to do a full series, and he's going to create as many subscribers of our channel that want to sign for County. He's going to put them as new players into the game to start that. He's specifically said we need to look into disinfectants into the body, maybe injections, whatever. We'll talk like so he didn't actually say to inject bleach into your body. You know, a disinfectant, obviously, when that's not going to fucking kill you or poison you, of course, but something that can get into the blood and kill. So, in other words, it's not so much a vaccine, but it's like taking antibiotics, but then an injection of an antibiotic or an or like an anti-viral type of substance. Can't say that he's telling people to inject bleach into themselves when he's saying stuff like that. That's ridiculous, mate. Here's a quiz starting. It's going to be on a separate stream and it's going to be coming up straight after. Right then, so Ryan's in, Milo's in. How's it going, guys? Trump a few days later came out and said it was a joke and taken out of context. He may have meant something like that as a joke. I don't know. Don't void. That means Arsenal gets Europa League and Sheffield United get robbed. Well, they're two small examples of why they shouldn't void the season. Two small examples. Football fun. We've lost so many games as well as played them. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, mate, if you've lost games this season because, at the end of the day, you know, we've got to finish the season. I know you want to start fresh next year, but you can't just void a season when it's played. Imagine, like, 9 games left in the Premier League for the majority of the teams. Imagine if there's only 9 games in. If there was only 9 games in and they said, we're voiding this season because of this, yeah. But there's a handful of games left. You cannot just erase all that football. You cannot. Quiz is coming later, mate. Quiz is coming later. Ryan G, my missus is a big Coventry fan. We listened to the latest EFL podcast last night. She wasn't happy with what's on the table. They might void League 1 and 2, but the top 8 will playoffs. Right. I don't think there should be. They should just hold off until it's safe to play the games, whether it's behind closed doors or not. They should just hold off. George, I can imagine players leaving as well. If the season was voided, Prem clubs sniffing 8 players after a good season, etc. Oh, there's that as well, mate. Yeah, you know, your time for promotion is now, as well as Leeds, and if they take that away from you, sickening, mate. Boris is back at Downing Street. Hopefully, the government will get back on track and communicate with everyone again. Hopefully, mate, including about football. I know football isn't Boris Johnson's area, but hopefully, you know, there's more clarity. Bundesliga starting again next month because Germany did it right. We probably should have done it in the same way. Blue the King, what do you think the Dice League table will be? Who finishes where? God knows, mate. It's all open and ready to play for. I'm looking forward to kicking it off next weekend. Let's not start the season and get it. Oh, geez, Jace. Honestly, I've had this motherfucker on at me all day about it. He's a Liverpool hater. He's a Chelsea fan who hates Liverpool. And you only want the season voided just so you can stick it to Liverpool, basically. You want the season voided so they can have the Premier League trophy stripped from them and you can stick it to them over it. That's, gotta be honest, mate, that's exactly why you want it. EWS, my mate used to play for a real youth team and he's devastated due to it likely going under. Let's hope that something happens and prevents it. Right then, Paul Dixon, League 1 2 wage cap next season. Thoughts on this? I think they should be. If the clubs are going to struggle financially that much, then it could be something that helps. When is Amber Army FC on Football Manager? That's coming soon once Michael figures out to get OBS to work properly. I think he's close to getting it spot on. So as soon as he's done that, he's going to start recording a few episodes and then he's going to start putting it out. But I think he's going to hold a live stream to make sure everybody who wants to sign for the club can do. So keep your eye out for that. What time is the quiz? Is coming up straight after this, mate. I'll be starting a brand new stream. Lab soon, James thinks it's work. Right, okay. Paul Dixon, I can recommend a drama on Netflix called The English Game. Really good football. Oh, right, okay. The English Game. I might have to have a look on that. I got Netflix. We don't want Liverpool lifting trophies. End of the day, whether you love them or hate them, if anybody wins a trophy, they do it because they deserved it. I hate Man United, but they lifted trophies because they deserved them. You know, I hate Man United. I didn't want them to win, but when they did, and they deserved it. You can't take that away from them. Just because you hate them, it doesn't mean that they don't have a right to win anything. Right then. So, football fun. Please call me PJ. Happy days. Oh, you would agree with him, wouldn't you, Mike? You mank twat. No title for Liverpool. Liverpool are taking the title. It doesn't matter. Right then. To be fair, I'm a Chelsea fan who hates Liverpool. Matthew, yeah, so you hate Liverpool, but you're telling me that even though they played as well as they have done this season, just because you don't like them, they don't deserve to win the title. So there's what we're ending it on. Anyone who thinks the season should be voided is out of their bloody minds. So there we go. Right then, guys, thank you very much. That was the end of the Q&A. Thank you for being a part of it, and join me now in the next few minutes for the pub quiz. Make sure you got a pen and paper ready. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county. Thanks again.